So right now we're about to finish this article from the Washington Post. All right. And the thing that's interesting about it is this is where we left off at, this part that's highlighted. So we'll go back over this part to give us some context and then get into the rest of it. All right. It says many Democrats interviewed said that they were less worried about black women whose voting enthusiasm has historically been more robust than that of black men. All right. So now let me ask you guys a question. Is there context behind that? Is there any context behind that? First of all, is it true? Second of all, if it is true, is there any context behind it? Now, President Barack Obama said that black men are just pookies. So if you think like President Barack Obama and you think that black men are pookies, well, then clearly the reason why black men have less enthusiasm to vote is because with the apathy of a pookie, you have no enthusiasm to do anything other than terrorize a neighborhood and get women pregnant, right? So according to Barack Obama, that's what we do. And that must be a Democrat tenet because Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden said that black men were super predators. All right. So that's consistent across the board with Democrats. And again, this is another example of Democrat misandry towards black men. Shout out to my man John Guillory. Okay. So now my question is there context behind that? Black women's enthusiasm is higher than black men when it comes to voting. That's my question. Okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I think there's a little bit more to that story than what the Washington Post leads on to. Okay. Now, advocates expect this trend to continue, particularly with Vice President on the ticket and the appointment of Supreme Court Ketanji Brown Jackson, who both made history as the first black women in their roles. I don't think that Ketanji Brown Jackson should count as a woman, first of all. And second of all, my question is what they're saying here that all you have to do is put a woman in a position and not do a sweeping policy that helps women, and that's good enough to earn their vote. Shout out to Al McCowan. What's good with it, bro? See, that's the question, right? So, according to the Democrats, black men just don't vote, just to not vote. And all you have to do is put a black woman in a position and black woman will vote. Sounds like they got us figured out. Or does it? Is this just the narrative that they're running? All right. So now here is a think tank. All right. You guys should keep track of this individual here and the name of this company. All right. Because here we go. We're money mining. We're creating a business, and that business is used to drive politics. Now, whose interest these politics are that this company is driving is beyond me, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Terrence Woodbury, chief executive of Hit Strategies. All right. A polling firm focused on young, non-white voters, has been shopping around a PowerPoint presentation to liberal groups, warning of the need to act soon to convince black voters that they have benefited from Biden's time in office. So what this sounds like to me is that Terrence Woodbury, chief executive of Hit Strategies, is somebody who's been sitting around listening to content creators, New Black Media, people like that. And now he's running back and telling that people have been talking about how ineffective the Democrats are. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that that's what's going on here, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and you don't think that that's what's going on here, then give me a thumbs down. Okay? He's shopping around this PowerPoint presentation to liberal groups to get liberal groups to use the talking point that we have benefited from Biden. How have we benefited from Biden? How can you create a PowerPoint that has that kind of information in it? That kind of information doesn't exist. We haven't benefited from Biden. Now, here's another question. Why would Terrence Woodbury want to convince black voters that we've benefited from Biden? What's the end game? What's the end game there? Now, if people had actually benefited from Biden, you wouldn't have to convince anybody of anything. It would just be obvious, right? The fact that you have to try to convince people, that's a warning sign. That's a warning sign. The information, as far as us benefiting, it should be readily apparent. We shouldn't have to go searching for it. You guys remember when George Bush was president? Everybody was happy about that $600 check. The $600 check in all of those wars is what everybody remembers Bush for, right? So that's something easy. What did Biden do? We didn't even get $600 from Biden. If anything, what Biden did was create policies that are more economically harmful for black people, opened up the floodgates of the southern border to manufacture an immigration migrant crisis, right? And create a situation where the economy has had a consumer price index that's at a 40-year high. Gas prices, 40-year high. Those are things that Biden has done, none of which are effective in narrowing the racial wealth gap. Would you guys agree? Shout out to Emperor Rex and shout out to Jay. What's good with it? So these are all facts. These are all things that we've laid out on the table. These are irrefutable facts. So now what is Terrence Woodbury going to do? What are you going to do? Chief executive of Hit Strategies? What are you going to do? How are you going to convince anybody that anything that Biden has done has affected us in a positive way? Biden's given us quite the library of failures, and he's barely created a brochure of successes. So how is anybody going to prove to us that, oh, Biden is good for you? You're not. That's why the name of this company is called Hit Strategies. He's going to come up with some kind of hit piece. But now, again, this company is based on marketing towards non-white voters. All right. So if they say non-white, that's the same as saying people of color. Shout out to my man DJ Elmo. That's the same as saying, people of color, POC. So he's not just concentrated on black people. Now, you can show people of color that they've gotten policies that help. Black people haven't. And see, that's one of the reasons why they want to start lumping black people in with people of color. Because as long as you're black and you're a person of color and you sit there and shut your mouth, all of these POC policies, people can say, well, look at what he did for the POCs. Okay. How's the AAPI hate crime bill help me? Except for if I get into an argument with an Asian person, I'll go to jail and get fed time. You know what I'm saying? How does the LGBTQ hate crime bill affect me? Except for the fact that if I call somebody the F word because they acting up, I'm going to go to jail, get fed time. Biden has helped me have more ways of getting fed time. Which is interesting because that's what happens all the time when Biden's involved in anything, is that it becomes easier for black people to get put in jail. Now, that's something that Biden has done for black people. Would you guys agree? What if one of my relatives was mowed down in the black massacre in Buffalo? The Jays got a JAPI bill out of it. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody else benefit or get any protection as a result of that? I don't think so. I don't think they did. And that's important. Don't sit there and tell me about student loan debt. What does that do for the racial wealth gap? Anything that anybody says, the questions that you need to ask is, how does that protect me? Or what does that do for the racial wealth gap? How does that protect me directly? How does that improve the racial wealth gap? Biden did this. How does that protect me? How does that improve the racial wealth gap? There's nothing that Terrence Woodbury can do to prove that Biden presidency has been effective in improving anything with black Americans except for their likelihood to be dead, in jail, or broke, which all of which are the opposite of what we're trying to do. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 22 live viewers. Shout out to everybody that's watching from wherever you're watching. If everybody can take a moment and smash that like button and also hit the bell, and please share this video to your social media, retweet it, share it on Facebook. And also, if you're not part of the Discord, please take a moment and join that Discord. Hit that link in the comment section. All right. The Discord is fun. I'm telling you, just ask Carlton and John. It's a good time in there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says part of the problem, he argues, is the party's focus on Trump and the Republican extremism is less likely to motivate younger black men than arguments focused on policy benefits. So this is this guy right here. I want y'all to pay attention to this name right here, Terrence Woodbury, right? While everybody's going around calling everybody agents, Terrence Woodbury is an actual agent. It's clear that Terrence Woodbury has studied New Black Media, talking points, and one of his jobs is to diffuse or nullify New Black Media and New Black Media talking points with his company. Okay? Because everything that his company is to undo everything that we've been trying to do. Okay? This guy is trying to derange internal politics by clouding things up, by trying to make you have doubt. He's trying to make you have doubt in factual things. I don't know if the sky is blue, you know? I don't know. It looks a little bit pink over there. You know what I'm saying? Looks a little bit pink. No, we know that the sky is blue. We can look at it and tell. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Queen Nile. Thank you very much, Queen Nile, for the $20 super sticker. Definitely appreciate it. We got tonight's first stream sponsor. Please make sure you guys show her some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Queen Nile with the $20 super sticker. Okay. Now, I want you guys to be able to deal with these kind of things if people approach you guys with them, okay? Part of the problem, he argues, is that the party's focus on Trump and Republican extremism is less likely to motivate younger black men than arguments focused on policy benefits. Now, younger black men are not very likely to be completely opposed to a Trump presidency. I want people to understand this. Black people have, it seems like, from my observation, a love-hate relationship with Trump. Right? Now, if you listen to all of these people that voted for Biden, they claim that they voted for Biden because Biden is the lesser of two evils. But as time progresses, it seems to be obvious that if we're going to use the lesser than two evil scenario, it seems that most people would believe that Trump is the lesser of two evil, because I do hear people say some positive things about Trump. I don't hear anything positive about Joe Biden. Now, people can come with a whole Rolodex full of complaints about Trump, but they still have some positive things to say about Trump. I don't hear anyone say anything positive about Joe Biden. And that's big. That's big. So now you're definitely not going to win anybody over with any arguments against Trump and extremism, because it seems that people have made a cost-benefit analysis. And it seems like based on the cost-benefit analysis, people are willing to deal with the messiness and residual nonsense that a Trump presidency brings in order to have a stable overall situation in the United States. That's what it seems like. It seems like people are willing to make that trade. Would you guys agree? So you're not gonna win very many people over with the Trump attacks. The Trump attacks aren't working for Republicans who are trying to become president, and they're not working for people trying to maintain Democrats. Would you guys agree? If that makes sense and you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, then give me a thumbs down. All right. So now here it says the messaging, he has argued, must focus on how Black communities have benefited from specific policies. All right. So I want people to understand this. When you don't know that you're being watched, you're being watched. Terrence Woodbury, the chief executive officer of Hit Strategies, has been studying new Black media. This is clear. He's saying that the messaging that Democrats use must focus on showing how Black people have benefited from Democrat policy. Okay, show it to us. I'm gonna ask you guys in the comment section, how have we benefited from any policies? What policies are in place that we've benefited from? Can anybody name any? What policies have we benefited from? Yeah, and I gotta agree with DJ Elmo. Trying to cause maximum sophisticated confusion. Facts. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. People that hate Trump are willing to concede that Trump did some things that worked. People that can't stand him, half his party can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it do be going down in the Discord. Queen Nile said, I believe Trump has some positive policies, but Jim Crow Joe, I will never vote for him ever. I agree. I'm not mad at that, Queen Nile. Facts. If you guys agree with Queen Nile, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree with that. His own polling has shown that voters' belief that their vote doesn't matter is the greatest barrier to voting among Black Americans. What this actually shows is how effective the new Black media has been, if you ask me. So shout out to the people who created the new Black media, and shout out to the people who are a part of the new Black media. I would have to agree with Black people's overall sentiments. Now, what I find interesting is that there's something that he's not taking into consideration. What he's not taking into consideration is that people are also concentrating on the effect of what not voting does. Right? A Washington Post Ipsos poll of Black Americans in May found a tepid reaction to Biden's re-election. All right. Just 17% said that they would be enthusiastic if he wins another term. 48% said they'd be satisfied, but not enthusiastic. 25% said they'd be dissatisfied but not angry, and 8% said that they'd be angry about another Biden term. I think everybody in here is part of the 8%. We're all part of the great 8. We're all going to be angry if Biden gets reelected. Is everybody in here a part of the great 8? If you guys are a part of the great 8, let me throw them angry faces in the chat. Get angry. You know what I'm saying? The poll also found that nearly 8 in 10 Black Americans say they would not consider voting for Trump over Biden, and that 54% would be angry if Trump were to become president again. I don't necessarily believe that. As much studying of social media and social media narratives, social media talking points that they do, I don't think that this is accurate. I think it would actually be the other way around, honestly. And I think that the Washington Post just wrote this like this because the Washington Post has to keep up with a narrative. They have to keep up with a narrative. Shout out to my man Bronze the God. My man Bronze says, nope, doesn't make a difference. Same shit, new day. Or same shit, different day. New toilet or the same toilet, that is. Yeah, facts. Super facts. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now here's another one of these companies, all right? Here's another one of these companies. You guys remember what the other company was called? The other company was called Hit Strategies, all right? Terrence Woodbury, Hit Strategies, all right? Remember this, because these are the people that are going to be coming up with information that try to counter everything that we're talking about. Okay? These are people that you're probably going to see on the news. These are people that are going to talk crap about us, but won't hit the link. Okay? That's who these people are. These are the people that Mark LaMoist Hill is going to go on, all these different news shows and be all moist complaining about, but never, ever say anything to. You can reach me. I'm easy to reach. You can hop in that Discord and get your ass roasted. You can hop on this stream and get your ass roasted. You can hop on one of my Twitter posts and get your ass roasted. You know what I'm saying? Not that hard. Pretty simple. Everybody knows how social media works. You know what I'm saying? But they play shadow wars with these social media tactics and strategies because they know that they're at a disadvantage if they don't have the truth on their side. Shout out to Leonard D. Yuta. What's good with it, bro? Okay. This woman's name is Brittany Smith. She's the executive leader, the executive director of this Philadelphia-based Black Leadership PAC. All right. It's called BLP, Blip. And that's all they should be, is just a blip in time and then go away. Okay. Which is working to turn out how Black voters, or is looking to turn out Black voters. All right. Now, this is what's interesting, right? Remember how I asked about Black conservative outreach? That's my new thing. I've been asking about the Black conservative outreach. Anytime Black conservatives like the drunk Greg Foreman decides to make a video and we ask, well, how many Black conservatives have you gotten? And the answer is always 0. The Black conservatives don't have anything like this to my knowledge. They might. I don't want to, say the wrong thing. It's not something that I've researched. It's not something that I've come across in my travels either, though. So that leads me to believe that if it's not just out there in the open, it probably doesn't exist. It might, but it to my knowledge, it doesn't. Right? This organization here is specifically designed to create Black Democrat voters. Right? So now here's my question. How do you think that they plan on creating Black Democrat voters? How do you think they plan on creating those? What strategies do you think they plan on using? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody watching. We got 36 people watching and we got 33 likes. If everybody could take a moment, hit that like button. All right. Also, make sure you guys hit that share. All right. And also make sure that you subscribe to my backup channels and my other social media. Yeah, I got to agree. The black conservatives online are all about the grift. No real change. Facts. There's black conservatives out there in the world that's actually, you got people like, what's that dude's name? King Randall. I'm saying he's trying to make a school or whatever. He actually doing some shit on the ground, making some shit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't King Randall. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people online just grift. That's why you don't see King Randall online too much, because he's actually doing some shit. When you're actually doing some shit, you don't have time to really be online like that. You know what I'm saying? You might have some time. You might have a little time here or there, but you don't have time to be on there every damn day. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Queen Nile. Queen Nile says, I don't listen to RWS propaganda. Corporate news media haven't done so in over 10 years. New black media is all that I listen to. B1. I ain't mad at that. Shout out to my man Terrence Jackson. Terrence says, Black Leadership PAC's website is really weak. It has no information on what they do. So what's that tell you? What'd that tell you, Terrence? It's just like what we thought. They don't do anything. It's just like that Jay-Z song. They don't do anything for you, just like the Democrats. That should be their song. They should use that song from Annie. All we do is lie. All we do is kill. And we don't do anything for you. That should be the theme song. It's a hard knock vote for us. It's a hard knock vote for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of policy, we don't get shit. It's a hard knock vote. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard knock vote. What up with it, Kelly? It's a hard knock vote. She said she has to notice a change in how black people respond to her get out the vote effort in recent years. So this lady must be the one that's behind the no voting, no vucking, and vax that ass up and all of that degeneracy. Because anytime you hear this get out the vote effort, it's that ratchet stuff. Go ahead, shake your ass all the way down there to vote. No, nobody's doing that. That's not gonna work. No one's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's shaking their ass up to the voting booth. No one's doing it. Anybody that actually is involved, see, they want to have that Maury crowd. Shout out to my man Carlton Way. They want all of their outreach is geared toward the Maury crowd. And the reason why the outreach is geared toward the Maury crowd is because they know that this crowd, people like us, we're going to question stuff. We're going to ask a question. Now, you know, if they wanted to get that Maury crowd out there to vote, all they got to do is just have a little tiny, you know, those little tiny bottles of Hennessy that you can buy. Have one of those in a pre-roll blunt. And they get everybody out there to vote. People like us aren't going for that nonsense. I don't care about none of that. First of all, that little bottle of Hennessy is too small for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them people that I can't do no whole blunt. That's too much. So I already know you onto something bad. Shout out to my man Tarek. What's good with it, bro? That's too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I can't do no whole blunt. You know what I'm saying? And I need more Hennessy than that. And not to mention I can buy my own. So I don't want to do that. And another thing, aside from that, right? You're not even helping me turn up the right way. I want to know about the policies. I want to know about what's going on with what it is that you're offering, what it is that you're selling. That's what's important. not the trinket that you happen to give away. They don't want people like that because they know that we're going to ask questions. And once we start asking questions, they don't have answers for those questions that we need answers to. I need answers for things before I start participating in them. Would you guys agree? Are you guys like that? You need answers for things before you start to participate or dedicate your time and effort into it? I'm not just going to give that to somebody for free. Nah. I need to know what it is that I'm going to get in exchange for the valuable time of mine that I'm giving you, the valuable vote of mine that I'm giving you, because I come with value just like everybody else does. I'm not for free. I'm for hire. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, in the past, she simply needed to remind people of where and when to vote. And she ought to be ashamed of herself for this. So the Democrats are mad that they actually have to do some work. You know, back in the day, them people were so easy. All I had to do is just say, go over there and sign your name and drop the little card in the box. And that's all we had to do. Can you believe these people nowadays? They actually got nerve. They actually want to know what it is they're voting for and why they should go vote. How dare these people? She's mad because she got to do some work. You sitting up there telling people to get their booty to the poll. Get your booty down here and do some damn work. Work up a sweat. Better get your ass down on the floor. Figure everything out. Come talk to people. Come and talk to us. If you really want us voting, come and talk to us. If you really want us voting, come and talk to us. If you really want us voting, come and talk to us. That's what they need to do, right? They just want to direct traffic. They don't want to have conversations. You go over here. They want to wave those things that they got at the airport so that the planes land the right way instead of actually engaging with people. Oh, we're not going to engage with these people. Oh, no, they just need to do what we said. No, ain't nobody just doing what you said. We're resisting. Since we're known for resisting and they want to label us as resistors, we're resisting. How do you like that? What do you guys think about that? Is that fair? If you guys think that that's fair, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that that's fair, give me a thumbs down. So now it says, now she said, many express a cynicism about politics that require a deeper level of persuasion. Not better policies, not improved outcomes, just a deeper level of persuasion. So they just need to be able to use new trick bags. So I want you guys to understand this. When it comes to these think tanks, when it comes to these outreach companies, they are not trying to encourage the Democrats to produce better policies. They're not trying to do that. All right. What they're trying to do is they're trying to do easy methods to easily get you to vote because you've become an inconvenience. These people are so entitled to your vote. You know what I'm saying? These people just expect you to do what you're told. Go ahead over there and vote and don't ask no questions. But wait a minute, I want to know what I'm voting for. You don't need to know all that. Go on over there and vote. That's what they want. That's what they expect. That's what they think that you should be doing. That's disrespectful. And since they want to be disrespectful, then they should get disrespected. Maybe they'll learn their lesson. So now here it says, there's not a night I don't go to sleep thinking about what turnout will look like in 2024, Smith said. Nah, that's not what you think when you go to sleep. You worried about the turnout looking the way that you don't want it to look. And you know what that looks like. And you know you ain't going to get that bonus. You know you're going to have to get that resume updated. You know all kinds of shit about to hit the fan if you don't get them votes the way that they supposed to be looking, like your boss told you to. When you think about election cycle to election cycle, black voters have been telling us for a long time what matters, Smith added. They want food put on the table. No. They want a roof over their head. No, this is all shit that we do on our own anyway. Send kids to good schools. This is shit that we do on our own anyway. Live in neighborhoods that say this is not shit that's specific to black people. What it is that they've created an economic starvation situation so badly where they can make it seem like basic necessities of life are things that we need and we need to vote for. We don't need none of this shit. This is all stuff that we work jobs for. What are they talking about? Yeah, this is exactly what they're trying to do. If you guys agree with John Guillory, give me a thumbs up. Then they try to use shame, blame, and explain on you to get you to feel bad about not voting. Yeah, you got these places they doing SBE, political SBE, shame, blame, and explain it. They're gonna shame you because you scared the Republicans to come back in. They're gonna blame it on you. They've been blaming it on black men forever. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna explain why we need to do what they say. Man, forget all that. Ain't nobody doing shit. We about to be like them. We about to be some only us models. We're about to be only us models. Ain't no way that they can force us to vote if nothing is there for us that returns from it. So we're gonna create our own economy and deal with the things within our own economy and not deal with what they're trying to say. We're gonna use extra political means to get things that we want to get accomplished. Since voting has the legacy of not working, you shouldn't continue to do things that don't work. That's not really a good strategy. It's not really a sustainable model of sustenance, as we can see, right? I mean, there's proof of that. So, you know, you don't have to believe me. You can look at the results that we have thus far as how we've been moving and how we get down. And the voting has not really been beneficial. Only us models. Right? Only us models. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So now here it says, what's happening now? Okay, now this is just some other stuff. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is just some nonsense right here. Oh, wait a minute. I think actually, okay, yeah, I think this is it. We're done here. But this is interesting right here. DeSantis Super PAC relies heavily on $1 million mega donors. All right. Remember, I might have to release that live stream that we did about DeSantis. Because DeSantis has a lot of money in his war chest. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all about this money. You got to pay to play. Never back down. Now, that's DeSantis's Super PAC. The outside group spending heavily to make Florida Governor Ron DeSantis president has raked in donations of $1 million or more from at least 7 wealthy Republicans, benefactors or their companies, according to an internal document from the group, and had nearly $97 million in cash on hand at the end of June. Michael Shearer and Maeve Reston report. All right. So that's a lot of money. The Super PAC's fundraising haul includes millions from former supporters of Donald Trump who publicly cut ties after the 2021 Capitol riots, including Nevada hotel magnate Robert Bigelow, who gave more than $20 million, and Silicon Valley investor Douglas M. Leone, who gave $2 million. Look at this. These are single individual people that are giving this kind of money. That's what. Now, I want you guys to look at this. Do you see why I always say that it's so important to have an extra political value chain set up? Now, look at these companies that these people own. You guys can see the movement of the money along these value chains, right? These people that own these businesses. I own a business, right? I'm going to give this money to Ron DeSantis because Ron DeSantis will push my agenda. Robert Bigelow, I got $20 million. I'm going to give this money. You get the money from your value chain, invest the money in your politicians. Let me ask you guys a question. Are politicians a form of investment? Shout out to my man Maximus Royalty. What's good, bro? You guys see the way that the money is circulating along the value chain? We used WS to get the money through business and business practices. We're gonna use a portion of that money to fund politicians who will continue to make the business environment in the United States favorable for us to do business, so that we can continue to increase our capital, continue to increase our revenue, continue to increase our value. These companies that operate favorably, when they increase their revenue, they also increase the country's gross domestic product. They increase the GDP. So now we have a global value chain to where we can buy corruption where we need it, right? So see, all of this stuff is combined. All of this stuff is combined. That's one of the reasons why we need to get these value chains in order. All right. The two biggest donors in Republican politics during the 2022 midterm election cycle, packaging magnates Richard and Elizabeth Euline, also gave $1 million each. So they're giving, some of these individuals here are giving more money than entire companies. I want y'all to conceptualize that. Yeah, I gotta agree. I agree with, if you guys agree with John, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. These value chains are powerful. Facts. These value chains can be a game changer. And that's what we need to do, is change the game, right? That is what we need to do. We need to change the game. Yeah, $1 million each. These individual donors are giving company amounts of money, copious amounts of dollars.